Ayubowan.
Chào mọi người.
Assalamu alaikum.
Namaskar.
Ciao.
안녕하세요. Kamusta?
NUS College විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයට අපි ඔබව සාදරයෙන් පිළිගනිමු.
Chào mọi người đến với NUS College.
مرحبا بكم في NUS College.
NUS Collegeലേക്ക് സ്വാഗതം.
Benvenuti a NUS College.
NUS College에 오신 것을 환영합니다. At maligayang pagdating sa NUS College.
Hello and welcome to NUS College, the Honours College of the National University of Singapore. Thank you for joining us today. At NUS College, we break open the classroom, as we like to say. What we mean by that is that we offer a rigorous and stimulating, broad-based, interdisciplinary program that enhances the NUS degree for all of our students. But we also provide students with slightly less conventional classroom experiences that are some of Singapore's smallest and most personalised. Our academic team of local and international leaders also offer a suite of groundbreaking learning experiences that go beyond the classroom. Our students also learn from one another, both inside the classroom and beyond. Every year, NUS brings in around 6,000 or 7,000 students, and of those, we choose about 6 or 7% to join NUS College. We offer three things in particular that I hope we'll be able to introduce you today. The first is the curriculum itself. What we've done is curated a really vibrant interdisciplinary program that will stretch but also give you the opportunity to experiment and to grow. The second thing that's important at NUS College is experiential learning. You learn not just in theory but in practice. We give you the opportunity to implement some of the knowledge, to work in teams, to take on real-world problems. Thirdly, and really importantly to all of us, we've cultivated a community here at NUS College. We study together, we work together, but we also live together. This is what we hope will be your home away from home. So we hope you find this interesting. We hope you're excited by the opportunities we have. And to share with you a little bit more about the academic program, I'm going to hand over to my Vice Dean for Academic Affairs, Loy Hui Chia. Prof. Loy, over to you.
NUS College allows you to design your own academic pathway. Students who enter NUS College can choose from over 50 majors from all across NUS and enjoy all the facilities and resources of the university. They may also choose from most of the multidisciplinary programs offered by NUS. NUS College students can switch their majors from amongst most NUS offerings during the stipulated transfer windows in the first 4 semesters of study. Students will not need to take more courses than normal in order to graduate from NUS College. Rather, NUS College students take different courses. NUS College curriculum replaces all of the courses under the University General Education requirement. It also replaces many of the common curriculum courses specific to the faculties and also some of the unrestricted electives. So what makes up the NUS College curriculum? We can categorize the curriculum into 4 main segments: the critical competencies and the global orientation, which make up the foundational and common courses, the basket of interdisciplinary electives courses available under Making Connections, and our flagship program, the Impact Experience Project, where students work in teams to design, plan, and execute an impact-oriented project locally or internationally. With a class size of between 12 and 25 students from many different majors, typically from across NUS, faculty members facilitate meaningful and thought-provoking discussions. But discussions don't stop there. Our team at NUS College will provide academic advisory support, and after matriculation, NUS College students can declare any second major or minors that are described as open on the NUS Registrar's Office website. So no matter if you want to read computing or music, we have a place for you here at NUS College. But that's not the full story of the college. We're always thinking of ways for our students to break open the classroom and to get them to learn in real-world locations. For that, I'll hand it to Prof. Daniel Goh, Vice Dean of Special Programs.
Experiential learning is a key part of our curriculum at NUS College. The Global Pathways program at NUS College immerses our students in international programs which shapes their view of the world, of themselves and their place in it. The Global Pathways is a graduation requirement for all NUS College students and can be fulfilled through various ways. One way is the Global Experience course, also known as the GEX. The GEX takes our students out of the classroom into different places around the world, such as Paris, Chicago, Beijing, Tokyo, the Mekong Delta, Bali, and Bandung, Jogja. Each GX has a theme that leverages on the relative strengths of the region and takes place for 1 month in the summer, with preparatory lectures and seminars in the semester before and assignments due in the semester after. Let me hand you over to Gautam, will tell you more about his experience as part of GX New York City last year.
Thank you, Prof. Daniel. So for me, prior to my trip, my understanding of New York City was shaped by films, literature, and traveler tales. Embarking on this journey, I ventured beyond the iconic landmarks, diving into the heart of New York City's social-cultural fabric, its arts, its ideological battles, all the Broadway shows, and the parallels it offered to Singapore, revealing the complexity of city planning, community voice, and leadership. So as part of the Global Experience program, all students at NUS College are required to do an independent study course. For me, I decided to do a research paper on how mayoral leaders in New York City really built the New York brand to what we see it as a global city today. And all in all, going to New York was really an eye-opening experience where you get to experience the different walks of life of the different diverse groups of people and how finance, media, and diplomacy really comes together to shape New York to be the global city it is today, and how leaders really can make or break a city.
At NUS College, we would like our students to be global citizens, but also to be community-oriented. Another way that NUS College students will undergo experiential learning is the Impact Experience Project. Students from different majors will come together to design, plan, and execute social impact project solutions for the benefit of communities in Singapore and in Southeast Asia. The Impact Experience is a capstone project. Students will bring the knowledge that they've learned in the classroom and beyond to bear on the project. Diksha and her team are currently doing one such Impact Experience project in Sabah, Malaysia. I'll let her explain more about what her team is doing to create a positive impact in that community.
Thank you, Prof. Daniel. Serving as the project treasurer of my team's 2-year-long Impact Experience project is transformative. Our initiative aims to provide sustainable solar-powered charging station through an NGO school to the undocumented in Sabah, Malaysia. Together, my team and I are collaborating with NGOs, locals, suppliers, and the NUS College administration. This role has been enlightening as I govern an operational project grant of over $20,000, which is honing my leadership and fiscal prioritization. These experiences are deepening our learnings on such high-stake regional deliverables and our approach to such complexities of life. I'm looking forward to our journey as we strive to make a meaningful societal impact.
NUS College is not just about academics. We have a rich residential program that enables our students to grow and learn as one community. To take you through this is Prof. Eleanor Wong, Vice Dean of Student Life.
The NUS College student community is diverse and is alive with the possibility for resonance and connection on the one hand, and counterpoint and challenge stimulation on the other hand. Key to that is our compulsory residential requirement, which makes you live and study alongside each other in a context where those resonances and counterpoints can take place. I am not going to try to describe in any great detail what that student life experience or that community might look like. And that's because here at NUS College, we firmly believe that you, the students, are our co-partners in building, designing, crafting that life and that community together. So you know, as well as I do, what that NUS College student community will look like. But of course, having said that, if our current NUS College seniors are anything to go by, you'll find that there'll be many opportunities to take part in social cultural initiatives and projects, to participate in cultural performances, such as a recent event where NUS College brought together dancers from residential colleges to put up a joint performance together, and indeed sporting activities, initiatives, and projects. And all of this in a context where we hope to provide the resources and the support, including an extensive pastoral care system, so that each of you can be your best selves. But don't take it from me. The students will know better, and they'll give you the real lowdown. And to represent them is Ashley, who is president of the NUS College Management Committee.
Thank you, Prof. L. At the College Club, we empower students to build a community together, especially as we navigate our identity as a very young college. Under the club, we manage student spaces, finances, promote the welfare of students, and facilitate a vibrant community life through ground-up initiatives and projects, which actually can be anything under the sun, and interest groups, both sports and social-cultural. Personally, I play a lot of sports in NUSC, which we do have a wide range of, such as badminton, tchoukball, and even a new interest group for wiffle ball. And recently, I also played basketball for inter-college games, which NUSC emerged as champions. On the other hand, whenever I want something calmer and less adrenaline-packed, I can go farming with the Farming Collective or cook with NUSC Culinary. To sum it up, NUSC doesn't just have an holistic academic syllabus, we have a holistic community life too.
And now that you've heard from all of us and you're raring to join this community, you'll definitely want to stay and listen to the next presentation from Prof. Kwek Soo Yin. She's our Vice Dean for Outreach and Admissions, and she'll talk you through the admissions application process.
The admissions process at NUS College is quite different from your typical university application. We have a holistic admissions process and we admit students on behalf of and with our partner faculties. When you apply to NUS, you'll be asked if you would like to join NUS College. If you select yes, you will then be asked a few questions about why you would like to join NUS College, as well as a few thought-provoking questions that will help us assess if you will be a good fit for the college. Our community is very much involved in the process with over 100 faculty members, staff and alumni interviewers. At the interviews, just be yourself. I personally find NUS College students to be fond of learning, and as they grow with us, they become passionate about learning and they apply their skills and knowledge to issues and problems much bigger than themselves. We believe that learning is for everyone. NUS College offers scholarships for both local and international students. Financial aid is also available through the NUS Office of Financial Aid. Together, we build a diverse community that connects across boundaries. If that describes you and your aspirations, do apply to join us at NUS College. And with that, I'll pass it on to Simon.
Thanks, Suing, and indeed thanks to everyone who's been sharing with you about NUS College and their experiences here. We offer a diverse range of experiences, state-of-the-art facilities, dedicated faculty, all intended to provide you with an environment where you can be part of community and thrive. Whether you're interested in the sciences or humanities, we have endless opportunities to blend disciplines, foster innovation, and cultivate your best qualities to help you shape your future and empower you to make a meaningful impact on the world. This is what we're offering. Welcome to NUS College.
That was our latest video featuring our deanery and a couple of our students. And once again, a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Thanks for making time and thanks for sending your questions over. As you can see at the bottom of your screen, there is a Q&A feature. If you have questions, please send it along and we'll try and answer during this session, which is about an hour long. And then, so right now, I would like to share my screen. I'd like to introduce our panel of speakers today. On the screen, you actually do see that we have got Prof. Kwek Soo Yin. Prof. Kwek Soo Yin, as you can see from the earlier video, she is our Vice Dean of Outreach, and she's also an Associate Professor at the Department of Physics and the Faculty of Science. Prof. Kwek, in the US right now, actually. And on the screen, we also have Prof. Loy. Prof. Loy is our Vice Dean of Academic Affairs. You also saw him on the video. He's also an Associate Professor in the Department of Philosophy and FAS. There he is, waving to you. And of course, we have got Amy Low. Amy Low is a Year 3 psychology student, and she is also an NUS College student. Amy, if you want to do a short intro of yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm Amy, a Year 3 psychology major and NUS College student. I'll be sharing a bit more about my NUS College and university experience later, but yeah, nice to meet everyone.
Yep. And then our final speaker, C. C is a year 2 student, a life sciences student at NUS College as well. She's got an interesting background that she'll be sharing a little bit more with you later on. And on next Saturday at this time, you'll be seeing us live here on campus, where we will be hosting you to welcome you to our family, welcome you to our home. And we do have sample classes that's available. Do register for them. And also, where do you go and register for all these fantastic activities that we've lined up, we've been planning for you for the last couple of months? It is also, you can actually find it on our website. So without further ado, I'm just going to bring Emmy back to do her sharing.
Hi everyone, I'm Amy, like I shared earlier, a year 3 psychology major and NUS College student. So today I'll be sharing with you a bit more about my NUS College story. So how I'll be sharing, going through my sharing today is basically I'll be bringing you along my university journey more generally, using the analogy of a tree. So starting from the seeds of pre-university and to where I am now in year 3, hopefully a young tree that is soon to mature into adult tree and bear the fruits of my labor next year when I graduate. So a bit more about myself. I graduated from Temasek Junior College in 2020. And as you can see, my subject combination here, I was an arts kid, taking geography, economics, literature, and mathematics. And I actually liked geography so much that I even took H3 geography research. And yeah, so this was me proudly with my research paper back then. And I think after, it will seem like, of course, yeah, social sciences was what I was leaning towards in university. And in fact, maybe even geography seems like the natural choice. But back then, after A levels, I wasn't really sure if I was able to commit to deciding on a major at 18 years old, even without considering the different options available. So that was when I got a bit stuck and stressed out post A levels on what was my future major and career paths to take. So that was when I tried to step back and think of what I really wanted out of university from a bigger picture perspective. So for me, one of it was definitely to explore my academic and career paths to be able to decide my major, what career options was available for each, and yeah, develop the skills and knowledge that were necessary for me to achieve that. But I think beyond that, I felt that one quintessential part of university was really the residential aspect, residential life. I felt that being able to live in a residential building with a component allows me to make new friends, especially because this was a period towards the end of COVID, and I was really craving these social interactions. And I felt that it will allow me to live independently, although still in Singapore, but away from home to build these skills on my own. And a third aspect I felt that I wanted out of university was to have a community that I belong to and to be able to be involved in it. So be it through volunteering inside the university or beyond. So I think these 3 points kind of guided my decision in my university and afterwards. So naturally for me, as I was exploring the different universities, the CHS College of Humanities and Sciences program in NUS kind of seemed like a good fit for me to explore my different majors and career opportunities available, because in NUS College of Humanities and Sciences, we only need to confirm our major at the end of our 4th semester rather than upon entry into the university. So I felt that that gave me the time and space to consider the various majors in the social sciences that I was interested in. And at the same time, I was also offered the early applications to the predecessor of NUS College, the University Scholars Program, which likewise felt like a good fit for me because it offered this residential component and also this vibrant community that I could be part of. And eventually what sealed the deal for me was also because I was offered a scholarship by NUS, the NUS Merit Scholarship. So all these things considered, it led me to make the decision to join NUS and NUS College. So yeah, so the exciting university journey begins. So in year 1, where I was a little sprout, I guess a year where it was really a lot of absorbing all the water and nutrients from my people around me and through my various interactions. So I think year 1 can be summarized as a year of settling in to find my own place and find my own community. And it was also really a year of developing academic foundations, which I'll elaborate a bit more on after this. So the residential life, yes, the residential life that I was dreaming of, it finally happened in when I started university. So in my first year, I was staying in Cinnamon College, one of our residential buildings, residential colleges in NUS College. And I was staying on the 20th floor with all the girls on my floor. And specifically, I chose to stay in a 6-person suite. So a 6-person suite is kind of like a mini apartment where you have 6 individual rooms and a shared living area and toilet. So yeah, I chose to stay in such a living arrangement because I felt like it was a good opportunity to make new friends. And I really did. As you can see in this picture here, these are my suite mates who have really become one of my closest friends in NUS College and more broadly in NUS. This is us eating one of the end of semester dinners that are organized every semester for us to bond with our friends. And yeah, as you can see here, we were really making full use of that residential life, going to the gym in Newtown and exploring the different facilities. And over here, yeah, it's a bit blurred, but as you can see, actually our floor organized one of these dinners towards the end of year 1, I think, where we organized one of the end of semester dinners as a floor because one of the project leads was basically our floor mates. And I think this really shows how living together gives us these organic opportunities to, try new things and participate in things that you wouldn't have expected. And through that process, really deepen your friendships. And yeah, apart from that, academically, I was taking this, in NUS College, I was taking the Thinking with Writing module, which is basically an introductory writing module. That is one of the foundational modules here in NUS College. So like I've mentioned, it really laid the foundations of my academic writing. So what the classes teach include like the basics of citation and referencing, to how to create a cohesive argument, how to structure your essay, or even down to how to annotate your notes and read through the many readings, which is the picture I've inserted here of one of the many readings we had to go through for this module. And as you can see, there's no highlighter marks at all, right? It's all writings and scribbles and all that. So these were the really foundational things that our professor taught us in our Thinking with Writing module that I still apply till today and has been really useful for my essays even beyond NUS College in my psychology classes, for example. I think what really helped also for these classes was the small class sizes. So as you can see here, this is the classroom where we had our class, our Thinking of Writing class. And for mine, there was only 10 of us. So we will typically arrange these seats in a semicircle facing the center with our professor discussing the readings or looking at each other's essays and giving feedback. And that's really how learning happens in NUS College, where it's through peer learning and strong support from our professor. Yeah. So now on to year 2. So after absorbing all that information and participating in many different things in year 1, I have grown into a little sapling in year 2. And I think year 2 can be summarized as a year of now stepping up and contributing back to the community that I was heavily involved in. So one way I did that was to be actively participating in the interest groups. I think the video mentioned earlier of the many different interest groups that are available in NUS College. So for me, I was more involved in the social cultural groups called Cinemat and EcoPlanet. So I'll share a bit more about that. So on the left is Cinemat. So basically, we are a 24-hour trust-based mama shop operating at the lobby of Cinnamon College, where basically we order snacks, drinks, cup noodles, and all that essential supplies from a wholesaler, and we sell it at a cheaper price than outside, but with a slight profit. And with the profits earned, we donated it back to the NUS College Student Assistance Fund. So yeah, this is us with all our snacks and goodies, and yeah, with my friends who were organizing this with me. And on the right is EcoPlanet, which is basically a sustainability interest group. So you can see one of the key events that we organized in year 2 was organizing a clothes swap event in collaboration with Swapaholic, who is a clothes swap organization. And apart from that, we also organize regular recycling drives, like recycling of packaging waste and also recycling of meal enhancement bottles. So what meal enhancements are, basically towards the end of the semester, you get extra goodies and snacks apart from your breakfast and dinners. And we thought, it was a great opportunity for us to come in to recycle the plastic bottles that were being given out. So I think this seems a bit strange as a psychology major, to participate in this kind of sustainability or business kind of activities. But I think that's what really is the charm of NUS College. For me, these may not be my primary interest, like compared to psychology, but it has definitely been things I cared about and have been interested in. So like social enterprising and sustainability. And I think NUS College gives you the opportunity to try it out, at a mini scale. And in these interactions with people from different backgrounds, you can really learn from each other's strengths and try to create new innovations and that can benefit your community and also give you good experiences to grow and learn. Yeah. So apart from that, another program that I was heavily involved in NUS College was the Ambassadors Program, which is why I'm here today sharing with all of you. So in year 2, I was part of the EXCO of the Ambassadors Program, not only organizing internal events and training of our new ambassadors, but also one of the big things that me and my co-lead for Open House did was leading the open house. So starting from the planning stage to the actual implementation on the day itself. So actually coincidentally, the fellow co-lead for open house was my suite mate who was staying with me in year 1 and year 2. So I think this really comes to show how, because of how integrated the program is, where you live together, you go to classes together, you join in activities together. For me personally, as an introvert, it really gave me the confidence to be able to step up and take on, let's say, their leadership positions, like in this case, because I knew that I had the friends who would support me, and it was a comfortable space for me to slowly step up and grow out of my comfort zone. Yeah. So on to year 3, so where I am today. So from this tiny sprout and the sapling, now it's a bigger tree, hopefully. So I think just like a tree which, branches out its leaves and branches, I think year 3 is really a year of stepping out and gaining more diverse experiences for me. So one big experience is definitely my semester exchange. So I just came back from my semester exchange last semester, where I went to the University of Queensland in Australia. So in NUS College, all students will be going for at least one overseas experience, be it in terms of some of our flagship programs, or the semester exchange offered by your degree or your faculty. So for me, that's what I went for. And I think it was really a great experience, not only because of the whole new culture and lifestyle that I was able to experience, but also because it was a good opportunity for me to apply those skills that I gained from year 1 and year 2 in a different setting. So for example, the social skills I gained in living together in a residential college, living independently. Now I was taking that up a notch to living alone in a foreign country. And this really was a good opportunity for me to develop myself even further, to explore my own personal strengths and weaknesses, and also to explore the career and academic paths that was available for me overseas. So which is why I inserted this picture of me joining one of the psychology research programs there as a participant to see what it's like, to be a psychology student overseas. So after coming back, this diversifying of experiences doesn't stop. So now that I'm back this semester, I'm taking one of the Making Connections modules in NUS College. So basically, it's no longer the foundational modules. Making Connection modules try to integrate the skills that you've learned and, have a interdisciplinary kind of module. So the one that I'm taking now is called Invertebrates Innovation, where basically we learn about invertebrates, like the name suggests, and see what are the innovations that we can take away from them and apply them to developing new solutions and technologies. So it has been really fun so far, where in the classroom we've been doing like specimen observations, as you can see here. But actually, we will also be going on a field trip next week to Sentosa to do these observations on site. And I think, yeah, this is just one of the many modules that are offered in NUS College, but it really highlights how diverse the modules available are here and how the learning is in various modes and forms, and truly has been something that I really enjoy because it gives me something outside of my major to, rest my mind and like to try out new things and learn from my peers who may have greater expertise in this area. Yeah, so with that, that's the end of my sharing for the university experience. So now I'm here. Hopefully, I'll be able to, bear the fruits of my labor next year after graduation soon. And yeah, I know this period post pre-university is kind of scary, but hopefully, you guys will also be able to, find grow this seed into the tiny sprout, settling eventually a tree in the future. Yeah, and if you have any questions, yeah, we'll be answering them later. So thank you for listening.
All right, thank you so much, Emmy. That is a beautiful summary of your 3 years, two and a half. You spent some time in Brisbane, 6 months, I recall, and now you're back here with us. So I just like to continue that interdisciplinary education that you actually mentioned, and I would like to address this to Prof. Loy actually. So what should we get from, why should we get an interdisciplinary education? Perhaps you could share from an educator's perspective.
Okay, so the most important thing to understand is that interdisciplinary education is not about learning a little bit of everything, jack of all trades, master of none. It's not even about breadth, strictly speaking, right? It's about being able to integrate insights and ideas and tools from different intellectual disciplines, whether you are from the sciences, social sciences, arts, engineering, computer science, law, and so on and so forth. Why do we want to do that? So that we can solve complex problems, so we can understand and solve them, right? And why is this needed? Well, because the world we live in is becoming much more complex. And secondly, Singapore is moving out the value chain in the economy of the world. We're going to need people who are able to do this if we want to be, good citizens who are able to add value to the world, right? So what is good about interdisciplinary education? We are trying to prepare you for the more complex demands of a more uncertain world, right? Where interesting problems are multidimensional and no one intellectual discipline has all the answers, where people from different disciplines need to work together to deliver integrated solutions, where not everything we need right now we already know, right? Whether individually or collectively. That means that we got to be ready to learn new things, right? And that means that there will be a literature student who needs to learn coding in the future, and there could be a computer science student who needs to learn a bit of psychology in the future. So what we're trying to do is to prepare students to be like that, to be that kind of people, right? Who will be able to continue the learning in the future as well. But remember, every NUS college student will still graduate with your major specialization. We're not trying to turn you all into generalists, right? We want you to be people with these specializations, but who are able to do those things that I mentioned just now. You can work in teams with other people from different disciplines and work together and make our world a little bit better. Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely. I would really love to see a better world, and I do think about, the next generation, my kids, you and I, we've got kids, right? So we want the world to be better than what we've gone through, although we really had a good life, I think. Okay, but moving on, I would actually like to address this to Prof. Quack then. So what is your experience interacting with NUSC students, who has come through all these interdisciplinary training, adding value to the world, preparing for more complex demands in the future? Prof. Quack.
Hi, thanks for the question, Winnie. Yeah, it's a pleasure to address this. So I don't actually teach in NUS College because I teach in the Faculty of Science, but I interact a lot with the students in NUS College outside the classroom. So what I find about NUS College students is that they are very engaged. Firstly, with their courses, of course, their classes. They are very excited when they tell me about the classes that they are studying. They tell me that it's cool. And they're definitely here because they love it. And the second thing that I notice is that they're also very engaged outside of the classroom.
So for example, you have heard that Amy here was the co-lead for open house, and right now we are currently planning for the in-person open house next Saturday. And it's just been such a joy working with the team. I mean, they're so creative and they work hard. Yeah. And the other thing is that I really enjoy as well some of their productions that they have put up. You have heard in the video about Resi Dance. So I like to actually give a shout out to NUSC Productions play recently, which was really thought provoking, and that was very enjoyable for me because it was like I was on Broadway, watching The Mousetrap or something. That there was so much thinking involved, and it was so exciting as well. And of course, everything just went so well. So I'm very proud of the students and the way they are coming together to build this community that we call NUS College and what they call home as well. Yeah.
Certainly agree with you, Prof. Quack, because I work closely with the students in many facades. Of course, I also meet the students, potential students, while we go visit schools and some interactions. Then talking about open house, so do take note, open house on campus experience next Saturday between 9 o'clock to 6 p.m. Do go check out our website for our programs, and do remember that we do have a bingo card, and we are actually issuing churros and stickies, candies. All right, so that's something to look forward to. And then I like to bring a seat onto the screen. Actually, I'd like you to perhaps share your experience with having to work with, to play with classmates from different degree-bearing faculties. What's the experience like? See?
Personally, I am a life science major. So, my friends from my faculty are mainly from my major. So I think every time I interact with people, with my classmates or even my friends from NUS College, it has been a pleasant experience because even just casual conversations or classroom discussions, they're all very full of perspective and everyone has different takes on things, which is very, very interesting because I believe that exposure makes kind of shapes maybe your beliefs and your perspectives. So by talking to all these and interacting with all these different major students and this whole interdisciplinary education Grant has granted me the opportunity to really meet a diverse range of people. And I feel like it's very enriching. Yeah.
All right, thank you. It seems like this morning we have quite a few questions on double degree and the effort needed, etc. So I'd like to bring Prof. Loy back to address this. Questions like double degree in business, ed, and mechanical engineering. Also, can you do NUSC? Doing a double degree, does it mean that I need to spend more time? How do I cope with it? What is it like? Prof. Loy, would you like to share?
Yeah, so we have actually quite a number of double degree students in NUSC. So obviously it's doable because they already exist here, right? And secondly, we have been able to figure out how to make it work for most of the possible combinations in NUS. So as long as your double degree combination in NUS doesn't include, for instance, law as one of the options, actually pretty much almost all of them are possible. But if you want to double confirm, just email admissions and someone will check for you just to make sure, right? But almost all of them are confirmed. Now, typically, even if you're not in NUSC, double degrees may take up to 4.5, 5 years. So just be aware of that, right? If you add NUSC to it, we will jiggle it a little bit to make sure that you can finish on time. But I think one piece of advice I'll give everyone is when you sign up for things like double degrees, double majors, stuff like that, what you're really doing is that you're not straightforwardly just taking on more work. It's more like you are signing away some of your freedom. Maybe that's an easier way to think about it. Actually, NUS, even if you're not a double degree person, you're still required to do things that are not just for your major, right? I mean, the ME and then, you all know, unusually like this, we still need you to do other things, okay? But some people in that other things bucket, they put in more major courses. Some people, they put in a whole second major or a whole second degree. But when you decide to do this from day one, you have basically determined that, I'm committing to doing this. So what's happening is that you are signing away a bit of your freedom. That's not a bad thing. You just need to be aware of that. Okay? And then secondly, the second piece of advice is everybody has the same 24/7. So sometimes I ask my students, Amy, how do you manage to do all this? Then they tell me things like, I don't sleep long. No, don't do that, okay? Sleep, eat, drink, make friends. Don't forget those things, right? So don't just chase all these wonderful sounding things like double degrees and all that. It's good, but don't forget to do all the other things that will enrich your life as well.
Okay, there are lots and lots of wonderful things that's on campus. Make your, go through your priorities. I think, join IGs, calm down when you need to. Right, and I think that I like to talk about the NUSC community and the residential life because it is one of the required component of the 4-year NUSC program. This I like to actually have Prof. Quack on screen back. There is a question: how long can the students? I'm sorry, he just went off. How long can a student stay in the NUSC College for residence? Is it 4 years? Question mark. Prof. Quack.
All right. So first of all, let's talk about the requirements first. So NUS College is the honors college of NUS, and we believe that learning outside the classroom in the residences is also a very key component of breaking open the classroom. So it is compulsory for all our students to spend 2 years in our residential wings, we have Cinnamon Wing and West Wing. And the first year of residence is compulsory so that everybody comes in and we build this community. Then if you are somebody who has a home address in Singapore, then we will guarantee the first 3 years of accommodation in NUS College. In other words, if you want to stay in the first year, the second year, and the third year, then we will find a room for you. But if you do not have a home address in Singapore, for example, if you're an international student, then we do guarantee the room for 4 years.
Speaking of the residential, so Emmy actually did mention that there is the Cinnamon Wing and there's the West Wing, and year ones will go to Cinnamon Wings. And just in case you're curious, we do have 4 types of rooms over there. So first of all, there's air conditioned and non-air conditioned, and then followed by that, in each of these categories, there is the suite type, which is the 6 flatmates in a unit that looks like an apartment in inverted commas, and individual rooms where you use the common bathroom along the floor, and there are males and females and mixed level, right? So that's the Cinnamon College that we've got. And now I also like to bring the students back on screen to talk a little bit about the community, the residential life, if they'd like to share. Emmy?
Yeah, sure. So I think the community here is very vibrant and diverse. I think from my sharing, I think you can probably tell there's so many things to join, like the investor program or the interest groups that I was in. So I think because there's such a wide range of students from different backgrounds and different interests, it means that really you'll be able to find a place that matches your interests, a community that you feel a sense of familiarity, who shares that common passion and interest with you. But at the same time, I feel like because there's this diverse background and diverse student group, it is also a good opportunity for you to interact with people who are different from you through these organic interactions, and explore some areas of yourself that maybe you weren't even aware of, and discover new things that you may be interested in. So I think the NUS College community really caters to everyone, and the diverse interests of the students.
And see, how about you? You came from Malaysia, so you came over to Singapore, just in year 1. What was it like, staying here, being away from home?
So personally, my experience for living on campus has been really fun. I mean, I thought I would miss home a lot more coming to a foreign country, not so foreign, but coming living away from home. But thus far, the experience on staying with NUS College, I stayed in Cinnamon College last year when I was in year 1, and then now I'm staying in West Wing. But my experience thus far has been so much fun because I never feel alone when I'm here. And even during the weekends when maybe my Singaporean friends all go home, there are still the international students that are like keeping each other company and really making use of like the campus facilities, for example, the gym. And I do feel like it builds a really strong sense of belonging. And I feel like I'm very comfortable in staying on campus. Yeah. And the community here is really vibrant. So like what Emmy shared, the people here are just very welcoming. Like personally, I'm a sports person. So I have participated in many different forms of like sports in NUS College through interest groups. Yeah. So I do believe that it is a very welcoming and very diverse student group and community.
All right. Thank you. Yes, I totally agree with you on the diversity here and the vibrant student life. We have more than 60 IG groups. That's actually ground up initiatives from the students, and also that I'd like to move on to these few questions that's related to what is this learning beyond the classroom? What does it truly entail? First of all, let me bring Prof. Loy back to answer this. Prof. Loy, outside the classroom, beyond the classroom.
Yeah, so if you saw the video, you already noticed some of these things already, right? And one of the questions was, is it really just about international program? The international program is a very important part of it, but it's not the only part. I would even say that at some level it's even a minority part, because it's not as if you're going to spend like 3 years overseas. No, you're still getting an NUS degree, right? So the Impact Experience project is a huge part of it, and all the NUSC students are involved in that. They are all forming teams of people. One of the questions came up, are these student initiated? Well, to a certain degree, we do expect you guys to come up with the ideas. We're not going to come up, right, Amy? we're not going to give you all the ideas, right? You guys got to come up with the ideas. But at the same time, all the projects and all the students are also going to be supervised by faculty members who have specific industry connections, specific connections to communities who are out there. Actually, the two of you, what projects are y'all doing? What groups are y'all doing? What are you guys doing?
I'm doing IEX Bali.
Bali, the one in Bali, right? You know, so that one requires people who have a particular connection to things that are going on there, right? So they're going to get the supervision, right? And all the student teams that are formed have to be multidisciplinary. They have to include students from different faculties. This is the basic requirement, because we need you all to learn how to integrate insights and ideas and tools from different disciplines. So that's a huge part of experiential learning. And then the third part is something that actually the students have already mentioned. Things that are not planned, things that are not necessarily where we have a full program, but it's about students doing their own things, students solving problems themselves, students creating their own recycling program, students creating their own interest groups and solving problems there. So all these things matter to us as a learning outside the classroom. A lot of classes also have field trips and all that, but I'll leave that aside. Yeah.
Yep. So, and I think C is doing a little bit even more than that. She's actually heading to GX. C, want to share on that?
So personally, I am in the IEX Bali project as mentioned. So like what Prof. Loy mentioned, we do craft our own project and work with our supervisor. So besides that, I'm also going in summer, which is right after the semester. I'm going to Tokyo for the global experience research. It's like a research trip, kind of. Yeah. So I'm very excited about it because we will be exploring about like Japanese people and how technology in Japan integrates with the people and the culture there. So yeah, I can't wait for that. And on the note of global opportunities, I'm also going on exchange with NUS College. I'm going to Seoul, so that will happen in the next semester. So I do think that NUS College has brought me a lot of opportunities, and especially ones that require like traveling, which is so exciting.
Yep. So that sounds really interesting. Yeah. So that is the 1 month to GEX to Tokyo, sometime I believe in June during summer. So it's an independent study course that you have to attend some workshops prior to that, and then come back in the next semester to do your report. And of course, speaking about that, because there is a good support system in place here, not just at the residential, the mental wellness, etc. We do have a support system which is called the peer mentor system, where that each of our year ones are actually assigned a peer mentor to look after you in your first year, to say that, okay, maybe this is what you can consider to do for your 4 years journey with us. So I think perhaps that is very useful for most of our students, particularly the first few weeks or months in NUS itself. Then I would actually like to address this question related to admissions. And of course, those who are interested in the double degree program, we have Sion's Poll and NUS plus NUS College. So the first 2 years, actually, you will be spending in France, and year 3, you return to Singapore, and you'll be completing your studies at NUS and NUSC. Speaking of admissions, our application portal is still open for the international qualifications, whereas if you're actually from the A-levels stream, it is going to be closed on the 19th of March. Then, of course, when you put in your application, if you select that I would like to apply with NUS College, your application will be sent over to our office for further processing. And of course, you should be aware by now that there is an interview. So, Prof. Quack, so for those students who are not residing in Singapore, what happens to them? Do they have to fly in?
Yeah, no worries. No, you don't have to fly in. We will do the interview by Zoom if you are not in Singapore. But if you are in Singapore, we'd love to see you in person. Now, when will the interviews be? We have a round of in-person interviews in April, and online interviews going on, I think every month, I expect.
Yeah, so there you go. We will be having more interviews on campus. You would definitely get a very clear directional document to tell you where you should appear to, and that is like a short interview, maybe about 15 minutes or so. And so that's the time that you that's where we get to know you, more about you, be yourself. And I'd just like to run through one more question here that's related to modules requirement. So I think I'm going back to academics again. So this is to Prof. Loy. Are the modules required by NUSC more of a social science and humanities instead of science and technology? Are there a variety of courses?
There's a whole bunch of questions related to this, right? And also, is it harder? Are the grades? Are my grades affected and all that? We do require students here in NUS College to do both HSS, Humanities and Social Science type classes, related classes, but also STEM related classes. And this is something that we really want to insist on. Here's the kind of cheeky way to put it, right? I want my lead students to know how to code. I want my coders to know how to lead, right? We really believe in that, okay? Now will the classes feel harder? Yes, they will feel harder because we know why. Because the class size is smaller, there's higher degree of intensity or interaction, both with your peers and with your instructors. And your peers are all very motivated people. So of course you will feel harder. How can you not feel harder? Right? See and Amy, how can you not feel harder? Are they objectively harder? I'm not sure about that. I think our professors are very nice people. I think they're very serious people, but I don't think they grade people more harshly than normal. I just want to say that, right? Yeah, so to sum up, and then of course in some cases you are doing things that are outside of your wheelhouse. So you're a live student and you're thrown in the writing class, or you're a literature student and you're thrown in the coding class. Of course you'll feel harder too, right? But here's the thing, the students actually do very well because I see the data every semester. I think they do really well. I don't know why everyone is so worried. So yeah, so I hope that helps you, okay? And nothing is graded on the bell curve.
All right. Yes. Yeah. Our students, I can definitely tell that they do have a very, I would say, very well in touch with the real world, very diversified. They come from different backgrounds, different trainings, etc. And I think we're running out of time. What we'd like to do is to close off today's session with closing statement, of course. Maybe we will start with the students. Any of you?
I can go first. Yeah, so it was nice meeting everyone. Hopefully this session was useful for you in considering the universities, and NUS College as one of them, hopefully. But I think university is really an exciting time with many possibilities and options. So while it may be overwhelming, I think just don't be afraid to take any opportunity that interests you, even the slightest bit, because you wouldn't know where it will lead you to. And even if it doesn't turn out the way you expect it to, it's still a good learning experience in itself. So yeah, just if you're interested in NUS College, even the slightest bit, don't be afraid to try applying for it.
Yeah, I agree with Emmy with the opportunities part, because I do believe that university is like the greatest place to explore all your opportunities and even create your own opportunities. And I do believe that your university life is really what you want it to be. Like no one else has a say about how your university life is going to turn out, and do like seize opportunities and meet people, because the people that you're going to meet along the way, they're probably going to be very diverse and like a very different bunch, but then embrace it and really because they're going to stick with you for your degree.
And Prof. Quack, all the way in the US.
Thanks for all your questions. I'm just so busy typing away. I hope that you found this useful, and do check out our YouTube channel if you are an international student. And if you are here, if you are in Singapore, not here in Singapore, but if you are in Singapore, then please try to come for our open house next Saturday. I think it will be really fun, and the students have been working so hard. So I'm looking forward to it. I'll be back for it.
And Prof. Lloyd?
Sorry, I was typing an answer. I see a lot of questions. I wish that we have a little bit more time to answer them. I'm sure we'll find a way to get the answers to you. So check our website, learn to Google, and maybe in a year or two, ChatGPT will catch up with us as well. So all the best, and I hope that you think hard about what you want for yourself and your life when you apply. Don't always think in terms of which is so-called the best place. It doesn't always work like that. A lot of it is about you, actually, and what you want to do with your life.
That's a very good piece of advice. Very wise man there. And as for me, my closing will be, come on down. Come on down next Saturday. Come and see us. Prof. Quack will be coming back just on time from the US. As you can see, she's in turtleneck and all. Next week, when you see her, she'll be in our polo tee. Yeah, so once again, reminder, do sign up for our sample classes. We're actually running out of spaces, but if in case you can't get a class, do come on to on campus and try out our registration desk in case some people decided not to turn up or unable to make it. All right, so we'll see you again. We do have another session at 5 p.m., a little different from what you've seen in the last 60 minutes. So if you have any more questions, our website, go all the way to the end. There is a FAQ. Go read that. And also there's, of course, a way to reach us. And till then, I will see you again, and have a very good weekend. Thank you. Bye-bye.